I am Alice. You are about to listen to one of my stories that will take away your sleep. Warning to the sensitive souls.
When Kiera moved into her new apartment in historic New Orleans, she was enchanted by the beauty of the city. But soon she discovered that her lovely apartment was haunted. At first, it was just strange noises and movement in the dark. Then she began to see shadows, quick, silent movements that disappeared as soon as she turned on the light. Over time, Kiera learned to live with the shadows, to accept their presence in her apartment. She had even begun to talk to them, to ask them to show her signs of their presence. But there was one shadow in particular that terrified her. A shadow that seemed darker and more threatening than the others. This shadow often appeared in dark corners of the room, and Kiera could feel its oppressive presence, as if it were able to stalk her wherever she went. She had tried to ignore this shadow, but she knew she couldn't leave it like that. One day, Kiera decided to seek help from a local psychic. After explaining the situation, the psychic confirmed that her apartment was haunted by a malevolent entity. He offered to conduct a séance to contact the spirit and try to cast it out. Kiera had agreed, even though she was terrified of coming face to face with the entity. She had gathered a few friends for the session, all of whom were curious and a little scared themselves. The medium had begun the séance, lighting candles and beginning a prayer to protect the group. At first, everything was quiet, but soon the air had begun to cool, and a thick mist had formed around them. The candles flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Then they had heard a noise, a whisper that seemed to come from nowhere. Kiera had felt a cold, rough hand grasp hers, and she had known that the entity was there among them. The medium's voice had been raised, speaking in a strange language, calling for the entity to show itself. And then, suddenly, the shadow had appeared before them, taking shape in the mist. It was a black, indistinct figure, almost human, but not quite. Kiera could feel his gaze fixed on her, and she had felt a wave of terror wash over her. The psychic had continued to speak, trying to drive the entity away, but it didn't seem to want to leave.
Thank you for watching this video. I'm Alice, a friend of Jules. He invited me to his channel so that I could share one of my stories with you. If you want to participate, don't hesitate to send your stories. He offered me to write some stories and tell them. I'm passionate about literature and love writing stories, especially scary ones. As he used to say, leave your comments to encourage me at the end of this story. Don't be too hard. I'm just starting out. I need your advice and support to improve. If you like the story that follows, help me share it with others by leaving a like and sharing the video. If you also like to write stories, please do so in the comments and I will post the most interesting ones. Don't forget to subscribe to receive new stories. Without further ado, here is my story.